Hello class, this is Professor Jerome Cuson, and in this first video what I'm going to be doing is showing you the logistics of how you get into our class, and I'm also going to explain some of the important components that go into our class. This is specifically designed for the English 1020 class. So let's get to it. So you're going to look at a screen like this, first of all. Now notice where it says faculty, for you all it is going to say student. So you're going to want to click on student, like so. Now I assume that most 1020 students have gone through this process at least one time, but I always like to do this with all of my classes just to make sure that we are on the same page. So let's scroll down here. You're going to go to eCourseware, and it is going to look something like this. So you're going to click on this now. You're going to get a screen that looks like this now. Because I am an English instructor, I am always going to have all English classes, but for you all, it's going to be whatever your schedule looks like. So I'm going to go to the thing that looks like a keypad up here. I'm going to click on this, and you will see all the classes that are listed for me. This is what my schedule looks like in spring 2021. Now for you all, you're all going to, again, have something that looks different. So for the purposes of this video, I'm going to click on one class, but for whether you are in section M55 or an M54, you are doing the exact same work, so I'm just going to click on M54. Now right now there's no news to display. By the time you watch this video, there will likely be an email/announcement that gets posted right here. On the right side here, as you can see, there are some things and identifying when things will become available. Also, when things are due. The best way to navigate this course is always to click on content and then go from there. And for English 1020, this is especially important. Okay, now for English 1020, one of the things that I've done is I have put all of our course resources in one place. Okay, I have a document that says transitions and transitional phrases. This is the kind of thing that you should download onto your computer right away because it is important. There is also a link to the CWC here for virtual tutoring. Okay, then you get into the research resources. Okay, these links are also in other places in the course, but I wanted kind of a catch-all place. These are the areas that you can go to conduct research. Okay, the 1020 library guide is very helpful and very useful for that. So if you just click on here, it will show you how to get started. Now, as you get introduced to the librarians and begin to work with them, they will be able to help you very specifically and very clearly. But three things that you may want to consider is a chat, an email, or you could do a more extensive research consultation. The best part about the consultation is you do not have to go to the physical library. Because of the pandemic, you do know everything that can be done on campus virtually is being done virtually. So you do not actually have to go into the library to do your research. If that is something you feel comfortable doing, then that is on you, but everything can be done online from the confines of your home on your computer. Okay, so let's go back and just take a look at some of the other research guides. So the Memphis Flyer, Memphis Daily News, these are the places where you may be able to find some articles. Purdue OWL I consider to be very useful when it comes to not only conducting research, but also showing students how to use MLA style. When looking at the writing sources, again, we have a link for CWC, Purdue OWL, MLA Citation Librarian Guide, and RefWorks Library Guide. Again, some of these are the types of things that you may be able to discuss further with a librarian during a consultation. But this is the kind of folder that I think is really useful for 1020. So course resources, this will be available to everyone for the entirety of the semester. Okay, something else that I've done. So there are students who may have trouble getting the textbook in the first couple weeks. So what I've done is I've taken the readings from the first 2 weeks, and I've just put them all here. You do need to buy the textbook. If you cannot, you need to let me know as soon as possible what the reason is and how we can work around that. But for students who are waiting for the textbook, that is why I've just put these readings here. There are no excuses for not turning work in because the readings are accessible to you right here. All of the readings that you need for the first 2 weeks of the semester are located right here. Something else, the semester overview. This is something that I would try to take a look at this week, even before the semester begins, just so that you are aware of the policies that exist for this class. Included is a course overview, the syllabus, the weekly schedule and due dates, some information about me, advice on how to be successful, and the grading processes for the smaller assignments that exist. Okay, I would say the weekly schedule and due dates is the kind of thing that you want to have downloaded because it just very clearly lists everything and when it is due. As you can see, every Tuesday, or typically every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday is when you will have materials due for a given class. Okay, so this is very important. And there are some specific wellness breaks that are being emphasized, and that is something that I've taken into account. So you will never have anything due on the scheduled wellness dates, but everything is either due Tuesday, Thursday, or Sunday at 11:59 p.m. And that should all be listed in the calendar as well. So just make sure that you review over the syllabus on your own. I'm not going to take this video to really necessarily do that with you. So let's go just click on the first week. The week one at a glance, kind of going over what the goals are. This is a section that you want to read over very closely because it basically will just list everything that you need to do from the videos to the PowerPoint. I will literally have one of the numbers will just be listing everything that you need to read for a specific class or a class week, then when your various assignments are due. So you're going to have the videos that will be listed right here. Let's see what else. MLA style paper. Every paper that we do in this class should have and follow MLA style. This is something that you are hopefully familiar with after going through English 1010, but just in case you are not, then you will need to download this and use it for your papers, because I expect you to be following MLA style. So the discussion boards. So you will have a discussion board due most weeks of the semester. What I want to point out to you is that there is a due date that is listed, which is on Tuesday. That is when your initial post is due. You can't really set up 2 due dates in a given assignment, so that is why you will see a due date and then an end date. The end date is for the end of the week, and this is when your 2 responses are due. So because I couldn't include 2 due dates, that is why I did it this way. And there are always going to be instructions for the various assignments that you do, and I do my best to label all of the due dates as you go through the semester. And as you can see, all of the different weeks are listed. Here's the one thing that I want to tell you. So if you notice week 2 it takes place from January the 25th through January the 31st, but I will always make a given week available early. So you will always have, with the exception of this week, since we are not even in the first week of the semester, you will always have access to 2 weeks of the semester at a given time. So by Monday, the first week, you will have access to both week 1 and week 2. And I do that consciously so that students can prepare and so they know exactly what they need to be doing in a given week. And you will notice that this goes through the entirety of the semester. So for those of you who want to access things in alternative ways, you can click on discussions and you will be able to see all of the discussion boards listed in one place. I think that can sometimes be helpful if you're just trying to access that. For the assessments, go to the Dropbox here, okay? and you'll be able to see all of the assignments that are due for the class at a given time. Okay, and you can also see the due dates as well. Now, I'm not going to show this because I don't want to give anything away here, but grades, you will see your grades also listed when you click on grades. We do not have quizzes or tests in this class, so you will not see any quizzes pop up at any point, as far as I know. So that's really all I have to say about the 1020 course at this point as far as logistics go. I try to keep things pretty straightforward. My hope is that there's a lot of, quite frankly, my hope is that there is a lot of redundancy here and that you know most of the information, but I did want to at least introduce you to these tabs especially. Make sure that you are using the course resources throughout the entirety of the semester, as well as specifically getting into the research of the class as we get into week 5 and beyond. Also, the writing resources that will be there to help you as well. So that is really all I have to say in this video. Make sure that you watch the other video where I kind of get into some of the logistics of the course.